Hi, my name is James Scharmach. I'm Jeramy Scharmach's older brother. So I'm the one that read the eulogy at his funeral 2.5 years ago. I just haven't been able to make a video. I've promised people I would do it for years, just haven't done it. Today's going to be the day, so I'm going to read it. And it's not going to be verbatim, but let's see how it goes. How does one put 44 years into a memorial a few minutes long? It starts with family and who I saw him as to the members of it. To both my parents and grandmother Scharmach, he was someone to keep out of trouble. My father and grandmother in his childhood, my mother in his adulthood. From his birth, I was his sworn lifelong protector and conscience, one he rarely listened to, but respected enough to ask. My cousins Fred and Carl Shaw were like brothers to him and treated him as such. Brian, Elizabeth, and Ray, my other siblings, Jeremy was the one who was physically there as well as emotionally. When he became an uncle, it was a role he unexpectedly adored. To the rest of the Scharmach and Lewis family, the one they would bump into in their travels, had a quick catch-up and always leaving them with a smile, as well as someone that any of us needed him to be. But he had too much life to be contained by just a family setting, and coming from a sheltered household, that was not unexpected. Every few years or so, a new kid would move in and around McDonald Road. Jeremy's reaction was always unexpected, as he was the first one to seek them out and befriend them. In return, they gave him the need of independence and damning the torpedoes that burned in him until his passing. They were the kings and queens of our little patch of Onondaga Hill, and he took a full advantage of his freedom, building forts all over the area, exploring places they would surely get yelled at for, and quote-unquote borrowing their father's motorcycles, going out on joyrides, without licenses, of course. Chasing a bat out of my house and chasing one of our dogs that got loose was a community effort. One adventure sticks out to me the most. Jeremy, myself, and newish kid in the neighborhood, John Williams, climbed a tree in my family's garden. John was near the top, Jeremy was behind, and I took the rear when a branch broke, sending me on a 12-foot fall into a bed of branches below. Jeremy looked down at me and asked, "How did you get down there so fast?" That was typical of him, his unexpected responses. Jeremy liked to present an image of toughness, grumpiness, sarcasm to the world. But to those he chose to let in, there were rewards. Learning from my grandmother and father, he loved cooking for others, girlfriends, friends, myself. Movies were also a passion for him. Marvel movies were big for him. But he would tell everyone when and what channel the movie Armageddon specifically was on, with a simple, "Go to channel 3 right now," for example, on any social media he was on. However, he loved musicals as well, which I didn't know, with Into the Woods being a favorite. Jeremy had the biggest heart. If you needed anything, he would figure out a way to make it happen, even though he didn't know how. But he always came through. It was no secret that camping was a passion of his. Just sitting by a fire, preferably outside of a cabin in Old Forge, was heaven to him. Letting people in was difficult, but reaped unexpected rewards. Another aspect of his personality that was typical was Jeremy's self-confidence, to the point where he was stubborn. You couldn't say it can't be done. You couldn't say no. You couldn't defeat him. He was that one kid, no matter what the odds were, refused to lose. No victory was too small for him. Like recreating our late grandmother Scharmach's sausage stuffing was a task he took up. When it came out perfect, he was so proud, sending me text pictures of his achievement. Sure, there were bigger obstacles to come, but this victory made him so happy and thrilled to share. His greatest win was yet to come. After high school, it took him a long time to find his calling. He went from job to job looking for fulfillment. He met people along the way that stuck by him to this day and was extremely hard worker wherever he went, but nothing seemed to fit for him. An unexpected turning point happened when Jeremy nagged my father for a couple of days to pay for a bartending course. Everyone, family, friends, thought he was nuts, but eventually supported him. Something about it lit a fire in his belly, though. He studied hard, which, he wasn't big on studying, and wanted to learn every single mixed drink and their recipes. Upon completion, barback jobs were found, and he was a sponge. Every job he went to, he was absorbing everything he could about the business, and very soon he was promoted to bartender. Jeremy again went from job to job, but now it was because other establishments saw his capabilities and offered him work at their places. Then 2005 came along. A concept bar was opening in Solvay, New York, and Jeremy wanted to work there, as it represented something new and a challenge. and our boy was the first bartender hired and was excited to start. The legendary career at Singer's Karaoke Club had begun. For 14 years, he was a head bartender and worked with a passion. He had a personality that connected him with all kinds of folks from all kinds of life. Jeramy was the first person you saw coming in the door, and he was so engaging, so infectious that you could say Jeramy from Singers, and someone in your social circle would know who he was, probably. His reputation was such that not only did he help the establishment win the Syracuse New Times Best of Syracuse Karaoke Bar pretty much every year since its inception, but he was singled out for a profile in the entertainment supplement of the local paper, making my family, especially my mother, very proud. Even though we all supported him, his success was unexpected to everyone but him. The one word that predominantly comes up in Jeramy's remembrances that I had was unexpected. And that was exactly who he was, taking everything that came his way, the way he treated people or did not. He could be told to push a boulder up a mountain, he would blow the thing up, carrying the pieces with him up the hill, then having that self-assured grin when it was all done, saying, yeah. And he was right to do so, as this was his way. Jeramy John Scharmach gave you unexpected results from everything in life. You're going to have to agree with his choices or how he got results, but they were his and his alone. If you knew him, you knew he loved Journey. You'll find him now, even as I speak, if you pay attention to the song Precious Time by Journey. There's a place in time not far from here, a place we all can see. And if you're looking for a better day, touch the sky and you'll see. So, Jeramy, thank you. We loved you, and we won't stop believing. We'll forever hold on to that feeling. So, it's been 2.5 years since he passed. You know, the hurt's still there for me, for a bunch of people, and I've been sitting on that eulogy for a little while. I don't know why I haven't put it up, but there it is. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, thank you. You don't have to comment or anything, but I felt it was something that needed to get done and put out there, and thank you guys. Hope you liked it.